Good morning, chemistry students. I have another lesson here for you on solutions. Hope you guys are having a nice day. What you probably should do is take out some notes and try to copy along some notes as we go through this. Obviously, you can pause and slow things down as we do this. So here we go. So today's topic is on concentrations of solutions. But first, let's just make a solution, which you've already done. So here, there are two parts to make a solution. And in this case, it is sugar. The other part is water. And so the solution will be sugar water. Remember that the two parts have names. The part that is dissolved is called the solute. The part that does the dissolving, the water in this case, is called the solvent. And together they make sugar water, which is called a solution. So obviously what you do is you take the sugar and you dissolve it in the water, and then you get the sugar water solution. And in this picture here, if you can see these little dots, the dots represent sugar molecules, and so the dots represent sugar molecules. But remember that the dots actually, you wouldn't see the dots. The sugar would actually be invisible. So you would have a transparent solution. But in the picture, it's just to remind you that those are now dissolved, evenly mixed in there. So let's take another example of making a solution. And in this case, we're going to make a solution of nacho. And you might remember that is called sodium acetate. So let's say you have, just like the sugar example, we have a little pile of sodium acetate. C2H3O2, and we have our beaker of water. And remember, this is the solute, this is the solvent, and once again we're going to dissolve this in the water, and you end up with a solution the sodium acetate solution. Where the dots represent the sodium acetate molecules. In this case, they're actually ions, but we'll get into that some other time. This is going to be clear, transparent, just like the sugar solution was. And a chemical way to look at this would be if you take nacho, and this is a solid, and you combine that with water, obviously a liquid, and you end up with and this is AQ, an aqueous solution. Wrong. Okay. Now, what I wanted to talk about today was a new concept, concentration. what is concentration? So this picture here, this diagram shows 3 beakers of the same solution. It might be sodium acetate solution. And what I want you to see is that they are different concentrations, so that over here you have less concentrated, and over here you get more concentrated. I'll just abbreviate concentrated. So over here you have less dissolved solute. But you have, and over here you have more dissolved solute. You can see there's more dots. But it's the same amount of water. So you have low concentration, high concentration, medium concentration. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was the word dilution or diluting. So to dilute a solution, what you do is very simple. And you've all done this before. You simply add water. So when you add water, you go from here to here, same amount of solute, but there's more water. So this is, in these 2 beakers, you compare them, you would say this is more concentrated, and this would be less concentrated. Simply because you've added more water, okay? And I'll show you an example of that. I have over here some Kool-Aid. And if we want to make, this is a concentrated Kool-Aid. We want to make less concentrated Kool-Aid. I could take half of this, pour it into this glass. It's about half, isn't it? Pretty close. And then how do we dilute it? We add water. So same thing, more concentrated, less concentrated by diluting it with water. And that will do it for this lesson. Have a good day, guys.